Okay guys, welcome back to episode 2 of the Django and React full course series. So in the last episode we worked on the introduction, and I showed you how to configure Tailwind and Shat-CN UI, right? So right now it's time for us to start building up our components. So I want to build up the components gradually. So we are starting with this episode. So if you missed the previous episode, make sure you watch the previous one before you proceed with this one, right? So back to our code. Now we are here. So we stopped here in the last video. So I think I can remove the button. We don't need the button here. So remove the button from Shat-CN. Yeah, so back to my code now, back here. So I added a new folder called images. The folder is called images, and it is inside the source folder. So don't worry if you don't have the folder, you have the source code. The source code is on GitHub, and the link is in this video's description. You can simply get this image folder, and then you can also get the images in the folder. There are just a few images I have there. You can get them. So just for some sample stuff. All right. So yeah. So now I think it's time for us to start this episode fully. So back to the app, back to your source component again. Let me make this a bit bigger. Okay, I think it's fine. Okay, so back to the source components. We're going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this folder UI underscore components. Yeah, so all our components will live in this folder. So we are going to start from the navbar. The navbar is where we are starting from. So right now, let's go over to the navbar and get started with it. So create a new file inside of UI underscore components. Create a new file. I'm going to call this navbar.jxx. So we've created it already. So once you're on this file, all this first thing, I'm going to say RAFCE to generate the boilerplate templates code, the boilerplate components code. So we've got it. So remember to remove React, remove the import on top. We don't need that import statement. So now we've got our boilerplate navbar code. So I'm going to get the code for the navbar. Okay, so I've gotten the code for the navbar. I've gotten it. I'll simply just come over here, paste it here. So here's the code, simple and straight, simple. So we have, I'm gonna explain what's going on here quickly. So right now, I'm not writing the Tailwind code from scratch. No, I'm not doing that. So I'm going to remove this guy. Let me remove this part of the code. I'm going to explain what's going on. So now, right now, you can see we have a navbar, and we have some Tailwind styles on the navbar. So these are navbar. These are Tailwind has been. These are it has been done. We have the styles straight into the components. If you can check closely, if we check right now, you can see we have this dark part here. This is what represent the dark theme, the dark mode you see. So we say whenever it is dark mode, change the background to this color. So you have to make sure you prefix it with this dark keyword. That's how Tailwind works. So whenever it is dark, change the navbar background to something dark. This is the dark color we have here. So this is how Tailwind works. I recommend if you don't know Tailwind CSS, it's fine. You can go on YouTube and find any Tailwind tutorial and start learning. You get Tailwind is super easy to use. It is very easy. If you know CSS before, you can easily learn Tailwind in a matter of a few minutes. You get it's super easy to use. So we have our navbar, we have our logo, which is up here. We have our UL links, the logout, the login, the register, the username link. And right now we have a switch. This switch you see here is from Shat-CN UI. It is from Shat-CN. So go down to Shat-CN now. And then we're going to simply come over on the left panel, on the left side, scroll down to where you can see we have this component section. In this component section, we have the switch over there. We just scroll down to where you can see we have switch. Here's the switch. So you can see over here, you can see this is a switch you have here. This is it, right? That was a switch. I just showed you. This is it, right? So you can see, click on code. So you can get the code for the switch. Here is, okay, over here now. Here is a simple switch code, just this line, right? This line, copy it. We already have that here, right? This is it here. And for the switch to work, you also need to copy this imports, right? So I'm going to paste it on top of our navbar. Right, one more thing again, remember we have to run the install, this command, this npx, you have to run it, it's very important. Copy, choose npm. So you get used to how this stuff works in no time. So just paste the command, hit enter, and let's wait for the switch component to get installed. While it is getting installed, we have one more component again. We have this file hamburger. So this hamburger is what we have here. Let me show you. The hamburger comes from here. So on a smaller screen, maybe on a smaller screen, the hamburger is gonna get displayed. It's for the responsive navigation bar, right? So on a larger screen, the hamburger will disappear, right? So just watch, it's gone. On a smaller screen, the hamburger will appear. On a larger screen, it's gonna disappear. So we need the hamburger. Here's the hamburger. Here is it here, and the hamburger was gotten from React icons. React icons. So this guy is still installing. So go down to React icons, the browser. Search for React icons. It's enter. So the first link, it's it. The first link, that's it. So what are we looking for? So just copy this, Ctrl C, back here, paste it here. Looking for the hamburger icon. So here's the hamburger icon. Here is it. Just click on it. You can see this is the icon itself, right? This is the icon. So I right now I just have to style the icon. I increase the size, and I also said that when it is a dark mode, simply change the color to white. When it is in the dark, when we are on dark mode, we are going to change the color to white. So don't worry, the dark mode and the light mode feature is going to be in the next 2 episodes. You understand? Not this episode. I think the next 2 episodes or so, I'm going to show you how the dark mode and light mode feature works. But what we are doing here is this now. So what we are seeing here is that whenever it is, for example now, so whenever it is dark, we want to change the text to white. The same thing, this hamburger it comes in a black color by default. So we are saying that whenever it is dark, change the color to white. So we give you some tailwind styles here. So if you hover around it, you can see what the styles are saying in plain CSS. And for you to see these styles, you have to make sure you have Tailwind IntelliSense installed. Go down to your extension panel on VS Code, and then you can search up Tailwind, right? So it's going to come up. The first suggestion is called Tailwind CSS IntelliSense. So make sure you have this extension installed. With this extension, you're going to have autocomplete. You don't have to type in once you start typing, you're going to see some suggestion for your Tailwind styles you get. And with the Tailwind IntelliSense, if you hover on the CSS, you're going to see the pure CSS code. Simple and short. So now I just showed you how we could get our hamburger icon. I had to search for the icon itself. This is the icon which we have over here, this hamburger, and I have to give it some custom Tailwind styles, right? And now let's copy the import statements. Ctrl C, and just under the switch, paste it there. We are not done. We also have to install React icons. I'm going to say npm install React icons. It's enter. So right now we have React icon installed. Perfect. So I think we are good now. So for us to see the navbar, we can't see the navbar yet. We can't see anything. We're still having this hello world. So you have to simply just take the navbar. We have to simply import the navbar to our parent component, which is the app.gxs. I'm going to remove this hello word, and then let's just type in the navbar. By typing the navbar, I hope it gets suggested for us. You can see it here. This is the navbar. It has been suggested for us. Just click on this, right? So close it. Yeah, we have the navbar here. Yeah, there's our app component. The app component is what is rendered on the browser, you get. So we have the navbar in our app component, and over to our browser. Let's wait for it. I think it's loading, and boom, we've got the app, we've got our navbar. Currently, we are still on the light mode. Very soon, in the next 2 episodes, you will learn about how to toggle this switch to bring in the dark mode, the light mode. You're going to learn about that in the coming episodes. But for now, we are still on the light mode. So if we have our navbar, so what's next? Now to work on, yeah, we also have this hamburger. Remember, the hamburger is only visible on a small screen size. That's what we did here. It's only visible on a small screen size. So that's it. So right now, what we want to do is this now. Whenever we're on a small screen, I want to simply click on the hamburger to show the navigation bar, to show the user's name, something like this. Whenever we're on a small screen like this, whenever we click on the hamburger, I want to simply display the nav bar like this. So we are going to work on that next. Okay, so right now let's build up the components for this responsive nav bar. So I mean this session we have here, this part. Now let's do it quickly. Back to our code, over to the UI components folder, create a new file called responsive navbar.jxx. Enter. Yeah, so I'll paste, let me just say RAFCE. Remember, as usual, let me get the code. Back here, I'll paste in the code here. So we've got our responsive navbar. It's very simple, straight to the point. And this responsive navbar, we're going to simply have to bring it over to the navbar, over to our navbar components, just under here, under the navbar. I'm going to just say responsive navbar. Yeah, so we've got this now. So currently in React, you cannot have 2 parent elements in React. You can only have a single parent element. So we're going to simply use a fragment to wrap up this. So use a fragment and then scroll down. We're going to close it here. So yeah, so we've gotten the responsive navbar, and this responsive navbar can only get displayed on smaller screens. Let's see what we have. You can see it's not there. If I start minimizing my page, you can see the responsive navbar is now displaying on a larger screen. You won't see it there. So right now, I want to simply add a state that will help us toggle this responsive navbar. Let's add that state quickly. Back to our code. In the navbar, I'm going to just declare a state. I'm going to say const. Let me just say const show navbar. So we're going to say set show navbar. Default value is going to be false. It's going to say use states. Default value will be false. So whenever we click on the hamburger icon, I want to simply toggle the value of show navbar. I want to simply toggle the value true, false, true, false, true, false, true. You get. So I'm going to add an onClick event on this hamburger. I'm going to say onClick should be equal to, then we're going to simply just say set show navbar. So right now I'm going to pick the current value of show navbar, and I'll simply negate it. And then back here for this responsive navbar, I'm going to simply only display it whenever show navbar is true. Whenever it is true. Hope this is not too small. I think it's too big, so that's the browser. Currently, show navbar is false. If I click on this, it's not true. If I click again, true, false, true, false. So we are done with this now. So what's next? We want to work on this what was it called? Let's work on this banner section, this part. Let's work on it. So let's work on that quickly. So back to the UI components folder. We're going to create a new file. We're going to call it header.jxx. Header.jxx. I'm going to say RAFCE. Come on. Yep. So paste in this code here. So we have this simple code now. Simple. So as for the image on the header, as for that banner image, so that banner image is coming from the images folder, this folder here. And this is the folder. This tech girl is the folder. So let's close this now. So I'm going to just simply import the image. We're going to call the image banner. I'm going to just say import banner from. So we're going to leave the current folder we are in, come out of it, and then we're going to go into images. And the name of the file is called, let me say the name. It's called techgirl.jpg, techgirl.jpg. So here's the banner now. Just copy it. We have the same source here. Oh no, Ctrl Z. So now this is what we've got now. So you have to just simply bring down this header to our app components under the navbar. Header, come on, suggested for me. Yep, so we've got it suggested. And then, yep, so we've got it now to the browser. Let's see what we've got. Yep, so we've gotten our navbar, we've gotten our header. So what next? Let's work on this session. On this blog session, let's work on it now. Okay, so right now let's work on this BlogCard components, this individual BlogCards. Let's work on it quickly. It's very fast. So back here, over to the UI components folder, we're going to create a new file called BlogCard. Sorry, let me just. So it's called BlogCard.jxx. It's enter. So RAFCE. Come on. Yeah. So pasting the code for the BlogCard. Yeah. So it's simple, very simple. So right now, we've got some stuff here. We have the badge. We have this badge. But this badge is a separate component on its own. We have the card, but let me show you what they are. As for the badge you see here is simply this badge is here that says frontend. This badge you see, this is the badge, and here is the card footer that holds the author's name, the author's profile picture, and the date the article was created, right? This is the card footer, this is the badge. So, and they are components, this is the card footer, this is the badge. So we are going to create these two components, badge and card footer. Back to the UI components folder, we're going to create a new file. We're going to call this one badge.jxx. Badge.jxx. It's enter. RAFCE. So I'll get the code for the badge, right? Let me get the code for the badge. So right now I've gotten the code for the badge components. I'll just paste it here. Yeah. So here it is. Simple. Okay, so we've got the badge ready. Let's remove this import reacts on top. So our badge is ready. And what's next? So let's work on the card footer. The card footer, create a new component, new file, card. It's called card footer. .jxx. It's enter. Let's say RAFCE. Come on, enter. So remove the import react on top. So now I'm going to get the code for the card footer. All these things are linked in the video's description. So pasting the code here. The card footer needs this picture. Remember, I showed you something here. This picture. Yeah, this is the author's profile picture, and we have to get it. Remember, we have a folder called images here, and we're going to use this pic.jpg. We're going to simply use this picture here. So I'll just come over here and just say imports. We can give it whatever name we like. We're going to say import pic from. Remember, we have to come out of this UI components. We're going to say double dots, and then we're going to go into images / pic.jpg. So this is the pic here. This is the image here. We have to place it here in this source attribute. So the card footer is, our card footer is done. Our badge is also done. So let's go down to the blog card and import card footer. Let's also import badge. Just say badge. Come on, suggest it for me. So this is it. Yep, so we got the badge up there. Let's also import card footer. Just remove some text from it and then try typing it again. It's going to suggest it for you. That's a simple trick. So we have card footer imported now. So what's this thumbnail? This thumbnail is simply these pictures. For each of the blog posts, you can see they all have a picture. So that's what the thumbnail is. So where is the thumbnail coming from? It's coming from the images. Yeah, I think there's a thumbnail here. Yeah, this is a thumbnail. So back to the blog card, we're going to just say import thumbnail from, we're going to go into the images folder by coming out of the UI components folder by doing double dots / images / the name of the file is called design_vii.jpg. So here's our thumbnail. We've imported it now. So what's the next phase? So I think we have our blog card component is done. Remember, if you check closely now, but this blog card you see here is inside of another component called BlogContainer, right? So now let's create the BlogContainer components. Back to your UI components folder, create a new file. I will say blogcontainer.jxx. It's enter. So say RAFCE, right? Yeah, so we've got this done. So once we've got the blog, so now the blog container, I am going to get the code for the blog container. So here I am. I'll simply just replace this. So if you check, here's our blog container, simple code, and you can see it has this blog card inside. So all we have to do is simple. Let's just simply import blog card. I'm going to just simply, sorry for this. Let me just try this blog card, CAR. Yeah, so here it is. So we have it imported at the top. We have our blog container our blog container is currently housing 6 blog cards. Right, so yeah, so I think we're making progress. So we have to bring this blog container down to our app components. Just say blog container. Come on, suggest it for me. Yep. So we've got this now. So back to the browser. What we've done, you can see we have our blog container with 6 blog cards. So what's the next? The next thing is our footer. Let's simply configure the footer quickly. Remember, we are going to skip this pagination. When we get there, we are going to simply add this pagination element. But for now, we'll skip it. We'll come back to it. Let's work on the footer. Okay, so right now, I feel our footer is the simplest to do. Very easy. So now I'll go down to the component, go down to code now. So in the UI components, we're going to create a new file called footer.jxx. So now you're going to say RAFCE. Yeah. So here's the footer. I'll paste in the code is quite long. It's quite long. Yep. It's quite long, but it's just normal HTML and Tailwind styles. Nothing difficult. So all these guys, you have to import them. I'm going to these are all from React icons. How can you import them? So just copy one of them, go down to the React icon website, you paste it here. Understand? Paste it here. You can see this is just click on it. You can see here is the icon. Here is the import statement. So that's how you can get them. I won't be going through that. I won't be doing that. I'll just simply copy copy everything. I already had it somewhere saved. Just paste it here. So I've gotten the whole import I needed. You get, so I showed you you can go down to React icon. You can just search for Instagram. So pick the one you like, click on any one you like, click on it, and you can pick up the components and then the imports, and that's how it's done, right? So here's our footer now. We've gotten the imports on top for these social media icons, right? So now we have to bring down the footer to the app components just under the blog container. We're gonna pass in the footer. Let's import. Let's just try importing footer. Yep, here it is. Okay, back to the browser. Here we are. Load up. Okay, so let's see. We have our footer. That's nice. We have the home page built up. So before we complete this episode, I want to do one more thing. This what was it called? The title up here. I want to change it to something better. The title up here. I want to make it called the folio. Over here on the tab, it is called the folio. Let's call this one. Let's change the name now. So go down to your index.html. You find a file called index.html. Yeah, so here is it. So let's change this to, let's just say building the folio. And as for this icon, I'll show you how you can add it. So go down to the browser, just search for emoji to favicon. Search for it. So just scroll down. Yeah, we click on this CSS tricks URL. Click on it. Yeah, so here is the link you need. Just copy this link. Copy it. Ctrl C. Copy. Back to your code. Simply replace this link rel icon. Simply replace it with what you copied, and we're going to put in the burger emoji. Hold on. Currently I'm on a Windows computer. Hold down your Windows key and the period key on your keyboard. Hold it down and you see your emoji pop up. So I'm going to just click on the burger icon and back to my browser. Here we have, still loading up. Let's wait for it. So you can see here it says building. We are currently building the folio, right? So yeah, so right now we are done with the home page. So in the next episode, you're going to learn how to route between different pages. You're going to work on routing in the next episode. So see you there.